It has been a busy week at the White House. My compatriot in the White House press corps breaks down this week's headlines with me. Gregory Korte is a White House correspondent for USA Today. Welcome to the program.
Good to be here.
President Obama went to the University of Chicago Law School yesterday. He said something pretty surprising in his remarks. Put the hammer down, saying Democrats could retaliate by denying future GOP nominations. And this is as the Senate is refusing to hold hearings on his nomination, Chief Judge Merrick Garland. Is this rhetoric productive, counterproductive, surprising, not surprising?
It certainly seems to up the ante, doesn't it?
It does.
That he says that this is not just about this one nomination. This could affect nominations well into the future. And it actually acknowledges something that neither side wants to admit, and that is that if the shoe were on the other foot in this situation, if it were a Republican president in the last year of his presidency making a nomination of a conservative judge to fill what's considered a liberal seat on the court, the roles would be reversed, and the Democrats would be acting the same way as Republicans.
We saw this week Republican Susan Collins and John Bozeman met with Chief Judge Merrick Garland, and it seems there could be a shift. Is that your analysis?
Well, if you talk to Senate leadership, they would say no, there's been zero shift on this because a meeting is not a hearing. There's always been these sort of more informal one-on-one meetings with a presidential nominee to the Supreme Court, and those will continue, and there are many Republicans who will give him the courtesy of a meeting. Whether that translates into a hearing, what the White House is hoping is that will generate some momentum. The more of these informal meetings they have, the argument they're making is, if you can meet with them one-on-one, why not meet them in public, in front of the TV cameras, under oath, at a Senate Judiciary Committee hearing, and hear what he has to say and let everybody hear what his judicial philosophy is. If they think if they can, at that point, then they can get a vote, and if they can get a vote, maybe they'll get forward,
right? President Obama surprised us, popped into the White House this week talking about tax inversions. Was this surprising to you? You know, this is when U.S. companies buy small companies overseas so that they can use a foreign address to get out of paying taxes in the U.S.
It was surprising to see him in the briefing room talking about this. The Treasury Department actually announced it the night before, and it got sort of buried in the financial press. It really didn't get the traction the president wanted. And of course, when the president speaks, an issue gets a lot more attention. He actually sort of said that, I'm here because I want this to get more attention.
And it worked.
And it worked.
It sank a deal.
It sank a deal. Now, the Treasury Department and the White House both said, look, this was not targeted to any one deal. This was a rule that had been in development for 2 years. The Treasury Department's been working on this. This is not a reaction to one deal, but it did sink one very high-profile deal between two drug companies. And it also comes as the Justice Department is becoming very aggressive in terms of mergers from an antitrust perspective. And so in the last year of Obama's presidency, he's really sort of exerting some muscle on these high-profile corporate mergers.
Shows the power of the president and the press. Gregory Korte, White House correspondent for USA Today, thank you for joining us.
Thank you so much.